So this is the plan. The studio is going to be right. What is it? Today is Wednesday. In fact, it's Wednesday the 19th of June today. That gives you an idea of how long this has been running, or when this was actually done. I've been on this for a month. Yeah, been doing this for a month, and I've gotten to this point. And yesterday's realisation was that I do need to start hanging the sheet material. So that's today's task. I'm just going to crack on with it. I need to clear the space because I've just got look, tons of stuff. So I'm going to have a bit of a tidy up, I think, first of all, and then crack on. So the length of the roof total is 485 centimetres, 4 metres 85 centimetres long. So that's 19 sheets total that I'm going to use. And if I'm using 19 sheets total, that will give me 4 left over, 4 spares, Brucey bonus. These are the long bolts that will go through the corrugated metal. These screws are going to go through the corrugated roofing, through the membrane, through the insulation, through the boarding material, and then into the joists. So they're probably going to be, by the time they're fitted with the screws, they could probably be about that sort of length drop in, and that has all got to hit our joist. It's got to be bob on the joist. What I want to do is, say this is the roof. It's not the right pitch, but it'll give you a good idea. I want to be able to put my speed square on the roof, take my screw, and know that by going straight down at 90 degrees to my speed square, I'm going to go through and hit the joist up here. Let me show you how I was going to do the measurement. So take my stick, push it up inside to the beam, and then take a line on the stick, and that is where I've got to put the bolt in. This is a bit of belt and braces filings over the top of the insulation, which is already on top of the breathable membrane, well, waterproof membrane, is I'm going to put another coating. So we've got joist chipboard or OSB, then we've got the Tyvek, which is the membrane, then we've got the insulation, then we're going to have another waterproof barrier, then I'm going to put the corrugated steel sheets on top of that. I think it's going to be weatherproof, don't you? Yeah. 4 metres 85, so let's see how much that works out to. Just give it an overhang as well. Call it 5 metres, let's do that. At least there. Cool. Plenty. Yeah. This is so dicey. sketchy. And within seconds, the sun heat is building up. Oh boy, it's hot. There. Okay. There we go, sweet. And this is why we want to get the tape on as quickly as possible. I should have brought it up with me, shouldn't I? Can't beat a good bit of Gorilla Tape. So here's what I'm thinking at the minute. We're having to think about how to do this vest. If I do cut these sheets into thirds, we're going to have 66 centimetre points, and I've got marked off here across. You're probably not going to see it in the light, but I have scratched a nail into the top of the surface here at 66 centimetres. So I can have 66, 66, and then a third 66 section. And these then are going to be the bottom part of the roof. So we'll have the bottom part of the roof, and then the full sheets will sit over the top. There's enough of an overlap to give 6 centimetres overhang. Then I can overlap a good 20, 30 centimetres with the top sheet. The thirds, I'm going to put them all the way along the base of the roof and then put the big sheets over the top of that. I'm going to fix it into the existing joists, so hopefully I won't need to have any more noggins put in there, and that will mean then I can use my stick method that I showed earlier to be able to measure where I'm going to drill for the full sheets. That's the thinking anyway. Got my 5 laid on top of one another at the moment, so I can do a single cut and produce 5 lots of thirds in one go. Let's get the cutter switched over and start making some noise. The more observant of you will notice that my trusty work table is a dustbin. But you know what, doesn't matter, works, serves the purpose. Thank goodness I'm not doing any more concrete cutting. Oh God, that was messy. God, it's like a big old record. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Perhaps I ought to have worn a dust sheet for that. There's loads of little iron filings, or steel filings, or zinc, or whatever this is. 15 thirds ready to go. I'm going to take each sheet now and place it roughly where it's going to be. I'm going to edge up, in this case it's going to edge up right to the wall, like that. I've got 6 centimetre overhang, which I'm going to measure, because I'd like it to be even all the way along. Well, would you look at that, that is 6 centimetres from this foam. So that's something I'm going to have to watch, because the foam isn't actually bob on. So I might end up having to do something from the underside of there, but we'll worry about that in a bit. I ought to flip the corrugated roof over. Reason is, if I'm against this wall, well, there's a couple of reasons actually. If I'm right up against this wall, if I've got a down channel against the wall, there's more likelihood that the water that hits that wall is going to run down into the corrugated roof. And as I'm starting at this end, and I know that I'm going to have to cut one for the far end, I've got pretty much free rein at that end to decide how I want to go. The other reason is because this stuff was stored the right way up, the cleaner side is underneath. He says, with one of the dirtiest sheets that he's found so far. Trust me, the rest of them are a lot neater. The only thing I'm going to have to watch here is that I'm not cutting into the Starlink cable, which I will be if I just press that in there. Oh, that's jolly close. So that is bob on level. So now I should just be able to snip those out and then get back up again. It'll do the trick. See how that looks. It's worth getting this first one right, because once I've done this, it should all just fall into line. That's the size I need to drill to. So I've got my step drill. It looks like it's going to be 2 steps. I don't think this is going to work, but we'll try. There we go, perfect. So now the moment that I've been putting off, it's time to try and fix one of these to the actual roof and bolt it through. I don't think there's any more excuses I've got to be able to put it off, so just going to do it. What I'm thinking is that I'm going to put these in first of all, and then I will also attach the top sheet when I overlay it, the full size sheet. I'll use the same fixings for that as well. That's what I'm thinking at the minute. I think what I'll do is I'll put one up and offer up the top sheet and see how that looks. And that way I'll know if I can leave the fixings in a permanent position or if I can just do a temporary and then pull, knowing that I've got to take them back out again to put the real position in later. That'll work. I want 2 of those. And in case I can leave them up there, 2 of these. I think I'm about set to do the very first. This is a monumental occasion. It's the bit, I was dreading this bit, you know. Putting the corrugated metal roofing in place, drilling these holes. This is where I'm proper dreading it. So that's level. You know what I've forgotten already? I need to make sure I'm at 90 degrees. Now I'm going to go and get it. I'm going to go and get my speed square. That's the angle I want to get. Oh, I'm dreading this. No going back now, pierce the polythene. First bit's going to be easy. That goes through the insulation. Now we're into wood. Now it's going to get a bit more interesting. First one done. Okay. Next one. Move the ladders a bit. Okay, where's my holes? It's a bit of a shame, almost. Through. No resistance at all, that's good. There we go. Just splayed a little bit. Measure up the wrong end because that's the cut end of the part. Just cut it. There we go. Right, done. That's been quite a productive day today. Just with that, I got over my fears of getting the corrugated roof in place. I realised that the long sheets weren't quite long enough to be able to fit. So what I had to do was cut down some of the long sheets, cut them into thirds, and then the long pieces go right from the centre span down. So which I thought would be looking a little bit neater that way around than the other. And by doing so, it meant that I could start off placing some of the smaller pieces first, which made it a lot easier to be able to get the alignment done. Now, as I say, I'm not 100% happy with all of it, because there's starting off at the wall end at the garage, the alignment, using the alignment of the garage wall, I had to bend one of the sheets, well, bend a couple of the sheets and cut some out to be able to fit with the profile of the wall. That then set me off just a fraction out all the way down, so I'm a little bit out, so there's a little bit of unevenness on the ends of where the ends of the sheets, you know, they don't all line up perfectly, which I wanted it to do. You know, of that. I've never sheeted a roof before though, so I'm quite happy with the result. The fixings and getting those in place through those great big amount of roofing, through the insulation, through the beams, and hitting those beams that are like yay narrow. That stick through the eaves works really well. I'm so chuffed with that. That works a lot better than I'd really hoped. I kind of thought it was going to be close and I'd have a lot of hit and miss, but I've had 2 bolts out of, I don't know what I've got up, 20 or 30 up there, and it's 2 that didn't hit the mark. So that was awesome. Very, very happy with that. Same exercise to do tomorrow for the other side, and that will then be the roofing pretty much finished. I've got to sort out something to do with the covering in front of the insulation, but that's for another day, not for today. Yeah, it's coming on, man. It's looking really good. Pleased. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Rich and this is It's Adventure, and I hope to see you again very soon. Don't forget, click down there on that subscribe button, and if you hit that bell, then you'll be informed the next time I release a video. So I hope to see you again very soon.